The time is 8:45. Here's the news edited by Dulmin Samrasingha, read by Victor Raj. First, take a look at the headlines of the local news. Airports will be opened tomorrow for flight arrivals. Australia expresses its support for the promotion of education and investments in Sri Lanka. 100 cities will be developed at a cost of 20 billion rupees. Health authorities warn a dengue outbreak. Foreign news, new COVID-19 cases reported in southern China. Sports news, Charles Schuberg Challenge. Jason Kokrock wins the second PGA Tour title of season. Local news in detail. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says that the airports will be open tomorrow for flight arrivals, but India and Vietnam passengers will not be permitted to arrive in the country. The government has taken the decision on the advice of the health authorities after considering the pandemic situation in those countries. Sri Lankans and foreign nationals can arrive in the country following health guidelines. Australia has expressed its support for the promotion of education and investments in Sri Lanka. Australia has paid its attention on promoting Sri Lanka as a hub for higher education in Asia. Australian High Commissioner David Hawley mentioned this when he met President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today. The President said that Australian technical support is expected to the government's organic fertilizer program and to assess the damage caused to the environment by 2 ship accidents occurred within a short period of time. The High Commissioner, recalling over 75 years of friendship between the two countries, said that a flight with medical equipment donated by the Australian government to treat COVID patients is scheduled to arrive in Sri Lanka on Thursday. 100 cities will be developed at a cost of 20 billion rupees. Second and third tier will be developed under the project. Illegal constructions will be removed. Pavements and drainage systems will be repaired. The development project includes building vehicle parks, tree planting and garbage collection. Health authorities have warned of a dengue outbreak within the next 2 months. Director of the National Dengue Eradication Program, Dr. Aruna Jayasekara, said that the public should keep their environment clean to prevent an outbreak of the disease. He said that a doctor should be consulted if there are symptoms of the illness. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, head of the National Operations Centre to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Army Commander Shavendra Silva said that the second dose of the Sinopharm vaccine will be given from 8th of next month. More than 1 million doses have been given the first dose of the COVID vaccines. Huawei has donated 2 million rupees to Itukama Health and Social Security Fund. A group of representatives of the company has made the donation when they met Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Temple Trees today. Former chairman of the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol, Dr. Palita Bekon, who is also international public health expert and WHO Director General's Special Envoy for COVID-19 Preparedness and Response for SEAR, has won the Southeast Asia Region WHO World to Tobacco Day 2021 award. Sri Lanka was one of the first countries in the world to ratify the Framework Convention in Tobacco Control. State Minister Kanchana Vijayasekara says that permissions has been given from this afternoon to engage in fisheries activities in other areas except in Kaluthara and Nigambu sea areas. Those 2 areas have been banned for fisheries activities. The Ministry of Fisheries said that the ban is in force until further notice. Sri Lanka Navy has managed to seize 48 kilograms and 900 grams of Kerala cannabis during a special night foot patrol conducted in the beach area of Kotadi in Point Pedro yesterday. During further search in the area, the Navy has able to recover another consignment of Kerala cannabis weighing around 31 kilograms and 835 grams today. The street value of this stock of Kerala cannabis is believed to be over 9 million rupees. That is local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Minister of Health says another 1,531 persons have tested positive for the coronavirus today. All new cases are associated with the Nivea COVID-19 cluster. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country so far to 184,983. Presently, 31,802 infected patients are being treated at the hospitals and treatment centers across the island. Meanwhile, the number of total coronavirus from the virus has reached 151,740. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight. The Chartered Institute of Management Accounts in Sri Lanka has invited a panel of specialists to share insights on how to develop consistent content strategy on social media platforms and build a strong brand on 3rd of June at 3 p.m. via Zoom. This webinar will be valuable to anyone who is looking at stand out and needs to understand what personal branding on social media is and its importance. More information and assistance on the webinar and registration could be obtained from mastercourses.srilanka@aicpa.sima.com. That ends Watchlight. Moving on to world news, let's take a look at the headlines. New COVID-19 cases reported in southern China. Japan extends a state of emergency due to COVID-19. Instagram changes algorithm after alleged bias during Gaza conflict. World news in detail. Health authorities in Guangzhou, southern China are on high alert after confirming the first new coronavirus infections in several months, with many apparently caused by the variant first identified in India. They say the first COVID-19 case since last December was confirmed in the city on 21st of May, and others who had close contact with that person have also tested positive. Many of them are suspected to have the variant first detected in India. Japan's current state of emergency will be extended from tomorrow in 9 prefectures, including Tokyo and Osaka. The northern prefecture of the Hokkaido confirmed 279 new infections today. That's the highest number reported in many prefectures, more than the figure in Tokyo. Hokkaido also reported 19 deaths, its most ever for a single day. Okinawa Prefecture in the southern confirmed 142 new cases. It has reported more than 100 for 14 days in a row. Instagram is changing the way it showcases content after being accused of suppressing pro-Palestinian messages during the recent Gaza conflict. It said the app had favored original content in its stories feature over existing researched reshared posts, but will now give them equal treatment. The current system had a bigger impact expected on some types of posts. Instagram said that was an unintended side effect rather than an attempt to censor any particular viewpoint. To wrap up the world news, just take a look at the headlines once again. New COVID-19 cases reported in southern China. Japan extends a state of emergency due to COVID-19. Instagram changes algorithm after alleged bias during Gaza conflict. That ends world news. Moving on to development news. 6 teams of students from local schools and universities have been recognized for demonstrating their coding skills by developing innovative and useful applications and have won a fully equipped IT lab, laptops, electronic devices, microcontroller kits and other equipment from the Commercial Bank of Ceylon. The talent search was launched in the form of HackedBit 2020, a virtual hackathon organized by the STEM Up Educational Foundation. That ends development news. Sports news is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie's Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie's Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Golf news. American Jason Kokrak secured his second PGA Tour win of the season after 2-shot victory in the Charles Schwarberg Challenge in Texas. Jordan Spieth, who had led by a shot going into the final round, bogeyed the 18th to finish second on 12 under par. England's Ian Poulter finished in a 4-way tie for third, 2 shots further back with a final round of 68. Kokrak broke his PGA Tour duck when he won last October's CJ Cup on his 233rd career start. That ends the sports news.
My wife always sets a full lunch table even if it's just the 2 of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie's Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie's Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The National Savings Bank gross income grew by 5.9% to 33 billion rupees during the first quarter of the year from 31.2 billion rupees recorded in the corresponding period last year. During the period under review, the interest income increased only by 2.9% to reach 32 billion rupees, while the interest expense has decreased by 20.6% to 18.6 billion rupees due to the reduction in deposit interest rates induced by a policy decision of the regulator. That ends business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka's rural road network will receive an upgrading in the coming months, with the government having signed a $200 million loan agreement recently with the Asian Development Bank. The new loan agreement to support the rollout of this second integrated road investment program will continue the assistance of ADB to upgrade Sri Lanka's rural road network, connecting vast rural populations to jobs and services. That ends economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says several spells of Shahzil occur in Western, Sabragamu and Central provinces and in Gol and Mathura districts. Shashot thunderstorms may occur at a few places in Uva province and Ampar and Batticaloa districts during the evening or night. Wind speed can be increased up to 40 km per hour at times in western slope of the Central Hills, northwestern and north central provinces and in Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That ends Weather Report.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To wrap up the night news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Airports will be opened tomorrow for flight arrivals. Australia expresses its support for the promotion of education and investments in Sri Lanka. 100 cities will be developed at the cost of 20 billion rupees. Health authorities warn of a dengue outbreak. Foreign news, new COVID-19 cases reported in southern China. Sports news, Charles Scuba Challenge, Jason Kokrak wins the second PGA Tour title of season. That ends Night News on Radio Sri Lanka.